Hello and welcome! If you're new to my channel, I have just one question to ask you. Do you like my hair? What? No, not this hair. I mean, this hair. If you have been here before, then you've probably guessed it. Today we're talking about another hair work technique. This hair work technique we're going to refer to as table work. And you can identify table work as braided hair jewelry. Now, as you can see, it's a little more complex than most of the braids we're putting in our hair as a hairstyle. And the way we can achieve this is by working the hair on a table. Table work. Table work. In the Victorian era, they actually had tables made for this purpose. They had braiding tables. These could either stand on the floor and be sitting height or standing height, or even be smaller and able to be clamped onto the side of a table. There were even some instances of women just makeshifting their own table with whatever materials they had at home. Now, the identification of a braiding table is that the surface is flat and smooth, and that there is a hole right in the middle of it. Now, the hair would actually be counted out into strands, and the strands would be affixed to weighted bobbins. By using a circular table and braiding from all directions, the hair worker was able to achieve elaborate patterns with a braid that was either perfectly round or square or even twisted. These elaborate braiding techniques are very similar to kumihimo, or the ancient art of Japanese braiding. It's for this reason that a lot of modern hair artists use kumihimo tables, since Victorian hair braiding tables aren't exactly common anymore. Braids could either be left looser or woven more tightly. There were even some instances where they would weave elastic through it to give the chain more flexibility. Once the braided chain was finished, they would actually boil the hair with this technique to keep its shape. Ah yes, boiled hair. My favorite. Once the desired pattern was achieved, there was really no end to the different types of jewelry they made using this table-worked hair. I've seen it in necklaces, bracelets, brooches, rings, watch chains. Come to think of it, there have even been just a couple, 2 or 3 wreaths I've seen that included table work. Overall, this table work jewelry was incredibly popular. It was usually made with the hair of your living loved one for a sentimental token, and was very often commissioned out to professional hair workers. Although there certainly were companies who would sell you the jewelry findings to put your own braids in if you wanted to DIY. Now, what I find most intriguing about table work is that it's probably the hair work technique that is most often practiced today. This is especially true in the small Swedish village of Vamhus. During the Victorian era, the women of Vamhus made a living off of their table-worked hair jewelry, and it's still taught and practiced there today. So that is why we raise our glasses to you, the hair workers of Vamhus, the real braiders of the lost art.